Hello everyone, good to have you here, and I'm making this video especially for you to go over the answer key for year 2014 listening part B. So here is the situation. You're taking the role of Joey Wong. You're an assistant working at a pet hospital. So this is the background, and I'd like to bring you back to the very important page where you have all the instructions, which is data file page 4. Alright, so task 8, it is an information page that we are going to write, and the target audience is a group of young people, school leavers who are going to visit this website and to get information on becoming a vet nurse. So there are 3 bullet points here, 3-minute tasks in other words, and they include what vet nurses do and the professional qualities that they need, and second point, qualifications and future prospects, and third, the challenges. And you need to give it a title, and you can start from the note from the Pet Club podcast. Now, here is the answer key, the content points. So altogether, 9 marks are given to the task completion. The first section is what a vet nurse does and the professional qualities. If you want, you may pause the video from here and go over point 1A to point 1H. I'll give you a little time. So we'll now move on to part 2 of the marking scheme, and this concerns the qualifications and future prospects of being a vet nurse, and from 2A to 2D. Once again, if you want a quick minute to go through those content points, you may pause your video here. And finally, we have the challenges, and there are 3 content points here as well, and from 3A to 3C. And again, if you want a minute here to go over your points, you may pause your video here. Alright, so if I have to go through the marking scheme with you once again, what a vet nurse does and the qualifications. So basically from 1A to 1F, these are jobs that a vet nurse does, like providing care and support for sick animals and handling animals or pets. They have to learn clinical duties, and they have to perform surgical or minor surgical procedures. They need also to take blood and to deal with dental cleaning. And so these are the jobs that a vet nurse does. Now, 1G, 1H are the qualities, professional qualities, qualities that they have to possess. Like they have to like animals, they have to be interested in animals, or they need good communication skills because they need to answer client emails. And most of these points can be taken from 3-star. That is the data file, the note jotting page where we jotted down notes. So the ideas basically come from that note jotting page, and also from DF page 6, DF6 data file page 6. Going back to point 2, the qualifications and future prospects, there is a list of qualifications that the school provides, and they can also specialize in a certain field, a certain area, because you see, being a vet can mean different specific tasks, and at a later year you may be able to specialize in one particular year, like a horse clinic, so your profession will mainly deals with horses. And of course, if you want as a vet nurse, someday you can also train to be become a vet too, that is a doctor for the animals. a number of challenges you need to learn to not to be nervous with animals. You have to work on shift, and you have to develop a strategy when people, excuse me, I mean animals die. You have to cope with the sadness that comes along. Alright, so here is conversion table. As I said, maximum you will get altogether 9 points, 9 content points. So this is the conversion table. Please go over that and take a quick second. Pause the video if you need to. Now, after checking your points, I would expect you to have already underlined your key points, the points that you got, and you even have to number them. And please put down the marks awarded on the side and put the total for the content point on the top of the page. So again, the maximum will be 9. So tell me exactly how many marks you get out of 9, like 7 out of 9 or 8 out of 9 or 4 out of 9. Put it on the top, please. So before we move on to task 9, there are a few things that I'd like to go through with you. Here is the official marking scheme, as you see, and there are a few key reminders here, a few things that you need to pay attention to. So may I highlight it for you? For the appropriacy, especially for the appropriacy. So the tone, to begin with, you need to write with a semi-formal tone. And you have to direct your task, your information page, to a group of young people. And you need to use the pronoun, second person pronoun, which is you, to refer to the group of young people who are reading this information page. And finally, you have to bear in mind that the purpose of this information page is to, of course, provide information and to provide advice. Alright, so you need to show that awareness. Now, before task 9, maybe we should look at the sample as well. I've got you a sample tailor-made for you guys. So I'd like to start with a number of key reminders at the bottom. First of all, the title shouldn't just it should summarize the contents, of course, but at the same time, it should also demonstrate some awareness of the audience. So it should also show an awareness of the audience. By that I mean you need to use the pronoun you to show that you're talking to the readers. Secondly, there has to be an interpersonal appeal. That is, you should show that you're talking to a group of young people, students, throughout the whole page. And bear in mind that, as we said earlier, that this page aims to provide information or give advice to the readers. Now, the last point that I want to raise is that details such as this or the cat or the rabbit or names, well, they should be avoided. They should not be included, because we want to make this information page more general, and we want to skip all the information, very specific information there, like the name of the university. Well, you take it from Hong Kong Metropolitan University, but you know it is a pet hospital that you're serving, so you don't want to, promote for the university here. So do not include the name of the university. And another example is that you don't have to mention names like Ian or Randall there, because it's taken from a podcast, and your readers, they are not really interested in the people. They are more they are not interested in the rapid, but they are more interested in the advice. So that is why we should avoid all these details. Now, the sample for task 8. Here is the title: a vet nurse, veterinary nurse, everything you have to know about the profession. So because it's information provided to the readers, so everything you have to know about the profession. Profession, of course, meaning being a vet nurse. As more young people, they are aspiring to be vet nurses, that this page aims to. So you see, I tried to start by giving the purpose of this page. aiming to provide important details regarding the profession. And simple connectives here to glue things together to begin with. One thing you should know, so you see I have tried to include words like the pronoun you here and there, so you should know this. And blah 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 blah. And I also make use of the pronoun one that means anyone who is interested. And well, I also call them as youngsters, aspiring students, people who may potentially study take the program. So they have to blah blah blah, and another requirement is blah blah blah, and as you will have to blah blah blah. All right, so you see the use of pronouns and how you call the readers, the interested students there. All right, so they may choose from blah 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 blah. And if you are also wondering, well, so it's good to sometimes ask the question that your readers may possibly ask. And so if you are wondering about this, the graduates can, so I call them graduates, aspiring students, interested students, and you and one, all these pointing at the people who are reading this information page. However, you should be reminded that you should be reminded that blah blah blah, number of challenges. So it's a topic sentence moving on to the challenges. So for instance, you have to blah 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 blah. And if you want to be a vet nurse, do not hesitate, join us now. So this is an information page. You want people to join you someday. You want the young people, the graduates, to take the program and to pursue this profession and someday join you. So I would say this is a more appropriate ending for this information page. Now I'd like to look at the language bit here, because this is exactly about giving information, providing advice. You may need to use modal verbs such as this. You may choose, yeah. You can specialize, yeah. You then can even train to become a vet. You will have to. Alright, so this is how you can phrase and organize your ideas. You should be reminded that, yeah, you have to learn, and so on and so forth. So this is how you string things together by the use of modal verbs. And this is it for task 8, and I hope this sample helps. Please move on to the next video, which will tell you more about task 9, the next task. So I'll see you later. Bye.